Well, hello, friends, neighbors. John, your whiskey neighbor here. Welcome out to the deck, and happy Mother's Day. I have a moment between different celebrations with my wife, and now we're going to go see my mom. That I thought I'll record a few samples, and I've got some nice samples from Ray. He sent me a Bowmore 18-year-old and then a Bowmore 25-year-old. So I thought, let's relax. I don't know why I'm treating myself on Mother's Day, but if you have any Bowmore or some Islay Scotch, why don't you pour a little bit? And I'll talk about these Islay single malts, the 18 and the 25-year-old Bowmore, when we come back. 3, 4. Well, thanks for staying with me. I closed the windows because it's a bit windy out here. I don't know if you can hear the creaking, but it's still a pretty nice spring day. So Bowmore, I actually haven't had Bowmore in quite a while. Used to be a pretty regular go-to for me, and then I kind of fell out of love with it for a little while. Although it's very affordable in my market, the 12-year-old is incredibly affordable. But I'm thankful for these samples to return to it, to see how my palate's doing, to see how this single malt Scotch holds up. And these are obviously two nicer expressions, right? An 18-year-old here, 43% single malt, and as I understand it, mostly ex-bourbon, but there is some ex-Oloroso sherry in here as well. The only challenge is, while the color is a beautiful dark hue, I'm pretty sure, as in I'm positive, that it's artificially colored and chill filtered. But still, 18 years in casks, relaxed, could be in dunnage. I know they have both rack and dunnage warehouses, and Bowmore, of course, is one of the few that still malt their own barley. So let's see how it comes together. This is the Bowmore 18-year-old. Nose and taste. I like that nose. Draws me in. There's a little peat smokiness going on. Yeah, light brine, but already bitter chocolate. The fruit is a little bit like a older apple. That sounds weird. So it's not quite a dried apple, but something like that, like a golden delicious apple. So it's not crisp and sharp, but it's got a little bit of a relaxed apple note. I can get a little brine. Nothing overpowering. Quite well balanced on the nose. Let's try it on the palate. Sláinte. The fruit is a little bit dried now. A little dried fruit. Some relaxed baking spices. Nothing popping in terms of sharp or hot cinnamons, but there's a palette of like quite a few different spices going on. Nice oak, nice smoke, nice smoldery peat. It's not overpowering. It's not, driftwood, seawood kind of, but there's a little bit of mossy, earthy. Try another sip. Not a lot of expressive sherry in here. For me, maybe there's a bit of dry red fruits in there too, but it tastes more like, I think Bowmore is somewhere around 35 parts per million, somewhere in there. So it's not as heavily peated as some of the Islas, but this is a good expression in it. And it really holds together well. Like, the nose is inviting and the palate is tasty. It's ending now in a little bit more espresso chocolates, like those cask wet, older cask driven. It's not extremely expressive. It's not as vibrant as some scotches I've had lately, but it's very relaxed and excellent for just sipping. Nice sample. I'll just reach over here and grab the 25-year-old. So again, I think it's colored and chill filtered, But now we've aged significantly longer, 25 years. And this one, when you go to their site, really celebrates the sherry part. So, of course, it's ex-bourbon and ex-sherry, but quite a while in cask. Let's see how it goes from 18, which is really quite nice, moving into an exceptional. And thank you again for this sample, Ray. Let's try it on the nose. Oh, that is a richer nose. I'm just going to kind of do a comparison to the 18. Coming back, it's interesting. I got a little more malt character, which felt I was kind of missing. But this is definitely stronger on the nose. And whether it's a higher proportion of sherry or I don't know if it's first fill. I really don't know enough about it. But it is a stronger, darker fruit, a little bit of fig, a little bit of dark cherry. Yeah, I would say that's a little bit what stands out. There's actually kind of less smoke and peat on the nose and a little more sherry influence. Waiting to dive in. Sláinte. Almost creamy in the mouth. Definitely, it's older and somehow it's almost more expressive. I've got a little bit of shaved almonds in there. Fruit palette is more expressive, certainly. Another sip. Spice palette is even a little bit more expressive, a little bit, almost a little bit of peppering, but like a white pepper. And the peat is taking its time. I would say between these two, the 18 had a little more peat expression and a little less sherry influence. Tightly, not tight, that sounds bad. Well balanced, tighter flavor profile. The 25, the nose is much richer. The palate is much creamier, more expressive, a little more nut. But there is also a little bit of perking of pepper. I'm going to try them both with water. I think they deserve a little drop. Coming back to the 18 with a bit of water. The fruit's still almost an apricot, apple. A little still smoky on the nose. Try on the palate. Now it's already 43, so now we've really softened it up, but it is a little smoother and a little nicer in the palate with water. 25 with a bit of water. Nose continues to speak deeper into some dried red, thicker fruits. Boy, I like that palate. I liked it before water, and it's pretty good with water. It has some nicer spices, a little perky, but yet a creamy, I've said nut. Now I'm not getting as much nut, but now there's more peat, a little more brine, and I'm liking that little more expression there. I have to say, Bowmore kind of gets beat up online, and I'm not sure if that's a disconnect between expectation and where it delivers. Could be that quality's really gone down in the last few years. These samples are quite good. I'm really enjoying them. The 18 even is can hold its own. I think the nose in the 25 is what stands out better than these two. But I've seen the price tag on the 25-year-old, and I'm so thankful for the sample because it'd be kind of tough to try to figure out how to pay that kind of price than a 25-year-old. But I'm so thankful for the sample rate and a chance to share it with you guys. I'm gladly going to relax with these. Probably put a cap on them and then enjoy them after our lunch because it's a little early to finish the rest of these off. But what a nice moment here on the deck to enjoy some pretty good whiskeys. Thanks for joining me. I hope you're taking care of your mothers. Hope you have a fantastic week ahead.